like I've gotten into this groove where I work during the week and then I visit places on the weekends, and I'm really enjoying this. For the past 2 weekends, I visited Zurich. The first time with a friend from the guest house who's from California, and we went to Fluntern Cemetery, and it was probably the prettiest cemetery I've ever seen. And James Joyce was buried there. He wrote Ulysses, and that was pretty cool to see his grave. And we also took a boat trip around Lake Zurich, the short one, and even though it was raining, it was still really pretty. Then this past weekend, I visited it with another friend from the guest house who's from England, and we went to the Kunsthaus. And I feel like the second time visiting the museum, I got even more out of it, so I really enjoyed that. And the more that I visit Zurich, I'm finding that I really like the sidewalks because they're not cobblestone, which is much more pleasant to drive, you know, over pavement than cobblestone. But the tram system needs some work because it seems like I can only get on about 50% of the trams, and then sometimes the ones that I can get on, the driver is off in La La Land and they don't even see that I need help getting on. And then even once I do get on, sometimes where I'm dropped off, it's like a median in the middle of the road and they forgot to put ramps on the median, so I'm kind of stuck. And I'm still, you know, learning, you know, maybe there's a trick to this whole thing, but on the one hand, it's kind of funny, but on the other, I really think Zurich needs to improve their tram system. Perhaps the highlight of the past 2 weeks is that when I got back from Zurich this past weekend, at midnight, I got to watch one of my dearest friends in the whole wide world get married. There was a live feed over the internet, which was really cool. I mean, this past summer, I was fully planning on flying back, you know, just so I could see him get married, and my mom convinced me that it probably wasn't practical, and then when I get here, I find out apparently if you leave for more than a couple of days, you're in danger of losing your fellowship. So it was really cool that it was, you know, a live feed of his wedding on the internet, and it was so beautiful, and I kind of cried in the beginning and kind of getting a little teary-eyed right now. I don't know, it's just, it was so cool. I mean, I wish I could have been there in person, but the second best thing is the internet feed. So that's a basic summary of the past 2 weeks. I don't know if you really care about my reading list, but a week and a half ago, I finished reading Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and for those of you who have read English classics, I don't know if you have this feeling, but sometimes you need a lot of patience to get through the book. But with that book, I felt like I needed no patience at all. It was just such a pleasant read, and I don't know, it was good. And then right now I'm reading Dracula by Bram Stoker, or Stoker, I don't know, German class is confusing me. I'm reading it to kind of celebrate Halloween, and for those of you who are Twilight fans or like stuff like that, it's probably the original vampire fiction novel, although unlike Twilight, the vampires are not all lovey-dovey in this one. Before I let you go, I wanted to show you something really weird, well, at least for me, that I found in the grocery store, and I found it because this week I wanted to make green pea soup for my lunch, and I couldn't find green peas in the grocery store, but then I found this. Look, it's yellow! That's crazy! Ah. And then I asked them if they had any green, you know, split green peas, and they looked at me like I was crazy, kind of, so I don't know. Hopefully it tastes as good. I'm sure it will. So that's pretty much been my life. Oh, and I've also made a bit of progress with my computer program at work, so that made me really happy. But now that's basically it. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.